So, a few days ago, 4 to be precise, I saw a viral video about a YouTube couple who were accused of not only abusing their adopted son in terms of duct taping his thumb so he wouldn't suck on it, but also rehoming him after living with him for 2+ years. Yes, you heard me right. They sent the boy away and deleted most of his pictures off their Instagram. And it's a lot to unpack. And before we get into this video, I really want to highlight my disgust for the word rehome. Anytime I read a tweet or an article about this couple, I see this word and oh my, does it irk me. Rehome sounds like a word you would use when your female dog gave birth to a ton of puppies and you start putting out flyers to rehome them because obviously you cannot afford to take care of 12 puppies in your house. Rehome just does not fit when you're talking about a living human being who you seeked out in another country, who you promised to take care of, who you promised to love. You didn't do any of those things. You put a little boy through a ton of trauma by taking them away from not only their home country, but also from your family home, all while he is nonverbal, probably is wondering where his siblings' mother and father are. Hello guys, and welcome to the commentary channel, and today I am talking about the YouTube couple by the name of Myka and James Stauffer and why they have been making the headlines for the past few days and are being rightfully cancelled and dragged all the way to hell. So as I said earlier, I saw this a few days ago on Twitter, and prior to that, I did not know these people existed. I used to be a sucker for adoption related content on YouTube, but quickly grew out of it around 2018, especially when a lot more families started popping out of the woodworks. Myka and James Stauffer are a YouTube couple who, to my knowledge, have 2 YouTube channels, one named Myka Stauffer, which boasts with 709k subscribers, and it follows their home life, the kids, cleaning, all that jazz that you expect to see from the mommy YouTubers. And another named Stauffer Garage, which is like a car detailing channel, which literally has more than 900k subscribers. And I'm not even going to get into that because it's literally irrelevant to the story. But what I want to talk about is the injustice that has been done to this little boy. I don't even want to say his name because I don't want to. Okay, yeah. But what I want to talk about is the injustice that has been done to this little boy, which first and foremost, I want to say that I pray and hope that he is or will be placed with a loving family who will treat him like the human being that he is, regardless of any health issues that he might have. And I also want to mention that this video is not about wanting the Stauffers to take him back, which is what a lot of people assume when they see videos talking about this situation. Actually, I believe that they obviously never had his best interest at heart, and I'm just here to call them out on their BS and give my commentary on this incredibly sad story. Based on their last video titled An Update on Our Family, they talk about having to let go of their son. The video riles me up so much because fuck it, let's debunk it step by step.
So this is by far the hardest video James and I have ever publicly had to make. But before I get into the video, I did just want to say thank you to how amazing our viewers have been. We have some viewers who have been just like so incredibly kind and respectful of our son's privacy. I just want to say thank you. Like, that really got me through some really hard times.
Myka starts off by thanking their subscriber for respecting her son's privacy, which she has been talking about since the beginning of time. Okay, maybe not the beginning of time, but she has been speaking about this boy since early 2016, even before they filed adoption papers to begin with. So for her to ask people and to thank people for respecting her privacy and to not ask questions is quite ridiculous, if you ask me.
I haven't made this video yet. It's because we've been trying to protect his privacy his rights, and also just try to not mess up his future that was laid out in front of him.
No, you do not truly love him. James talks about protecting the boy's privacy and future while talking about him on YouTube. On YouTube, people, am I the only one that sees the problem with this? These people have made video upon video upon video talking about this little boy, having him in videos, and now that they have sent him away and made a video about sending him away, they want to tell us about his privacy and his future. This is the internet. You can't delete anything off the internet. Even if you delete it on YouTube, there's still stuff is going to be there on the internet for him to find one day. So he will eventually see it. So I really hate how they've taken the self-righteous route where they act like we are being unreasonable people for asking questions. Like I said, the privacy that they are asking for is quite ridiculous, because if they had not posted about this young boy's life to begin with, we would be none the wiser. And just it irritates me so much, because when Myka talks about respecting the boy and respect and so much respect, yet she was the one posting videos while he was having meltdowns. There's screenshots that I'm gonna upload right here of her and her husband being annoyed at the fact that the boy was looking at them while they were eating. What?
Time with some different people to see and to make the perfect match and fit for his now new forever family. From the updates we've gotten from the agency and through the adoption agency, like, they were able to place him in what they felt was literally the
I'm disgusted by them even having the nerve to talk about a new forever family, especially knowing that the transition for him to go into a new family began with him being placed in foster care. So much trauma for a young boy who is non-verbal is unimaginable. So I did a little bit of digging on Twitter, and I found out that they put the boy back into foster care in January, went on vacation in February, and then came to tell all of us about it now in May, when people started asking questions. If that doesn't scream psycho, crazy, heartless, I don't know what does. And I'm not moved by their non-fake tears at all, and the reason for this is that they lack honesty and accountability. These people put their child in foster care, then went on vacation in Bali afterwards. And the cherry on the cake, they still have videos of the boy up on their YouTube channel, and the videos are monetized. And you know, with this outrage going on right now, there's probably hundreds, even thousands of people watching their videos, trying to see how everything got to be this way. And that's where my anger stems from. It's the fact that these two used this little boy and tossed him aside when they were over and done with it. It's the fact that since day one, it was clear that they never saw him as a living child, but a cash cow. So I went and did a little digging and scrolled until my thumbs cramped up. And I ended up reading their 2016 Facebook posts where they seemingly started hinting at adoption. There's a host of posts during July, August, and September, and judging by those posts, you can see that they had it all planned out. They wanted a boy from China, they wanted a child with special needs, and they wanted the perceived hardships of having a child who has some type of disability. It was never, let's adopt a child that needs a home right away. It was, no, we want a boy, and that's that. Also, Myka was on YouTube talking about picking baby names for a child she had not even seen or known about yet. This was probably even before the adoption process even starting. If that doesn't tell you that this was never about having an actual child to love and care for and cherish, nothing will. Oh, and I found a very interesting two posts from that October of 2016. Yes, the Stauffers are Trump supporters, so you can do with that information as you wish. And you know what else I found? Give that child to me. I will care for it. I am willing to accept any child who will be aborted. Yet she gave her child away not even 3, 4, 5 years later. It's unbelievable. One last tidbit I want to add from these screenshots is that these people literally had a fundraiser on Facebook or wherever, where people were donating money so that they could fetch this boy from overseas. And I can only imagine how much money people gave. And not only that, but because you're giving this couple money, and you're looking at them and you're thinking, wow, they're giving a child such a great opportunity and being a loving family, only for them to toss that child aside not even 3 years later. Crazy.
With international adoption, sometimes there's unknowns and things that are not transparent on files and things like that. And once Huxley came home, there was a lot more special needs that we weren't aware of and that we were not.
This is also another lie by these people, because on their YouTube channel there's a video titled China Adoption Journey Part 3 / diagnosis. And if you go to that video and you go to literally on 2 minutes 15 seconds up until 4 minutes, Myka literally talks about being made aware of the boy's ailments, should I say so? She's being made aware that he has a lot of issues, and those issues are going to be a lot to deal with, and they were actually discouraged into taking them because the professionals on whichever side were not sure that they could handle it, because they are a regular family and not like a doctor or a therapist or someone who would understand and be patient with him. So they knew. So this is all a lie. They knew that the boy had a lot of issues. They knew that they would have to be patient. They knew that the road ahead would be not an easy one. They knew that. They didn't just wake up one day and have a baby boy that had a disability. They knew from jump, and now they are sitting here pretending like they didn't know. Oh my god, they were duped. They didn't know what they were letting themselves into, but they knew. If you go and watch the video, you'll see it. I'm sick and tired of these people.
To medical professionals with the need to get more help. Anything that happened in the home that was hard for Hux, that's not fair for me to put out there publicly. That's his privacy. So we're not going to talk about that. That's not appropriate. And that'll never be appropriate. I didn't adopt a little boy to share these things publicly.
A few moments later.
So after getting tons and tons and tons of backlash, obviously they posted something on Instagram, and she said, "We would never give up our child with special needs. This is a personal matter. It had nothing to do with the fact that he has autism. Multiple scary things happened inside the home towards our other children, and these events happened with one of my biological kids. After all the help, after all the behaviors we witnessed, sadly, we could have no other choice." See, my problem with this, and I'm not even going to finish it because the next 3, 4, 5 lines are absolutely ridiculous, of them justifying giving away their child because he was animated when other people were around, or the fact that he was signing a bit more when other people were around. It is so ridiculous. If you know anything about autism, you know that children who have autism, they may show their frustration in many different ways, and she has talked about this in multiple of her videos. She has said the fact that he hits his head on tables, he has meltdowns, he may bite the other kids. I feel like after a period of time, you learn how to deal with it. And when I was on Twitter and I was doing my CSI work, there was freaking a video of her talking about not willing to pay $500 for therapy, saying she'll look for somebody who wants like $70 per week. If you really cared about your child, if you really cared about creating a safe environment for your child who is nonverbal, who is autistic, and literally does not understand and cannot reason like you, who is an adult, you would pay for those services that cost $500, would you not? Exactly. She never cared. She never cared. And she was looking for an out. And, you know, what I see happened is that they looked for a child that had special needs so that everybody would look up to them and think they were so amazing, because that's the rave on YouTube. And they just couldn't handle it behind the scenes. And now they're blaming everyone. They're even blaming a 4-year-old boy. Like, what nonsense is this? Anyway, you guys, I have had enough for one day of these people. I will be making a part 2 video. You do not want to miss that. In the part 2, we will be discussing the lawyer's letter that they have sent out. We're going to be discussing the more digging that has been done. Like, there's a lot of people uncovering a lot of stuff, and hopefully in part 2 I can include a lot more clips. And we really gonna get to the bottom of this. And I really have to say that I've seen a lot of people talking about this, but it doesn't feel like it's enough. We need to publicly really shame these people, because next thing that's gonna happen is another YouTube couple is gonna do this. And in the next video, we'll also be looking at analytics and how their channel grew because of their adoption, and how basically they used this little boy to get ahead and go on fancy vacations and get sponsored videos. It is all literally disgusting, but I am done for today. So good night, and like, comment, and subscribe to my channel, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.